What's up, guys? It's Dual Factor once again with another video. This time I'm going to give you a deck profile of the Invoked Blue Eyes deck that you guys saw me playing in the last couple duel videos that I posted for you guys. If you guys haven't noticed by now, the Invoked engine is by far my favorite engine that we've had released in the last couple months. I just like every interaction it has. So I'm going to play it in every deck I can until links come out, and then I'll try to find a way to play it then. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get a deck profile and show you guys what I have. So, to start off with the monster lineup, we have two Alistair. In this build, you don't want to necessarily draw multiples of this card because it kind of clunks. So we only play in the two copies of it, and we have a lot more access to it with the Field Spell and Ancient Fairy Dragon. So I felt like 2 is the perfect number. But it lets you grind a little harder, and plus you can put cards like Mecha Bomb board now that makes your boards a lot more established. So there's that. Then we play for the Blue Eyes. That's the only Invoked monster in the main deck. Then we play 3 copies of Blue Eyes. In the Blue Eyes deck, you have to play 3 copies of it because it's necessary to make the deck actually run. So there's that. A 3 alternative. The beater of the deck that you summon for free, more or less. Like, this is all pretty standard. Everyone should know what Blue Eyes does by now. 1 spirit. You only need 1. And then for the spellcasters, 3 sage. This, honestly, I don't see why people play less than 3 of this card at all. Like, you want to open it in every hand. It lets you go into your rank 8 plays a lot easier. Like, you want this in hand. And then the 1 master for the combos. And then for the stones, I only play 2 white stone on the ancients. Most Blue Eyes players play 3, but like, you don't want to open multiple copies of this card, but you still want it to be able to recycle. So I play the 2 copies, and it works out fine. And then the 1 white stone for utility. And then for the hand traps, we play 3 ogre and 3 ash. And I didn't think it'd fit there, but 3 ash. The ogre, I think, is the better hand trap of these 6 right now. It just, like, because it does more. It doesn't leave like diagrams and stuff face up. But ash also like stops the 1 of lawn mowing we have now, and it stops other cards too. So I feel like you have to play the 6 and then the 1 maxi because it's the best hand trap. Also, another reason to play this, it stops this card. So there's those. In the videos, you saw me playing the Goliath and Archbrave combo, but since I've moved it to the side deck, because it doesn't really do anything against True Draco Zoo, because I summon the Masterpiece and laugh at your Goliath, whereas in the Pure Zoo, Goliath damn near beats that deck, but if they have a board wipe, they can out it. So for now, it's in the side deck. But on to the spells. The only reason I even think this deck has a chance is because all the spell cards in this deck are really powerful. 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. Monster Reborn for Blue Eyes White Dragon, basically. Like, that's what should have been written on this card, but hey, you know, whatever. You have lots of ways to set this up too, and you want to see this in every hand. 3 Melody of the Awakening Dragon. It gets you to your alternatives and your Blue Eyes White Dragons. That's all you care about. And then we cut the draw cards down. No Pot of Desires in this deck, but we are playing 3 Trade-In and 3 Cards of Consonance. Another thing I learned about this deck that honestly really, really sucks is because of Ash Blossom, it negates this, and negates Pot of Desires, which we're not even playing right now, because of Ash Blossom. However, I think these cards are still necessary, because they can still discard Blue Eyes White Dragons out of your hand and set up Return of the Dragon Lord plays. So that's why we're still playing these draw cards. And then we play 3 different field spells. We play Magical Meltdown, Dragon's Ravine, and Mausoleum with white. The only reason you play this is for the boss monster combo. I wasn't able to record it in an actual match, but there's a combo that involves these 2 field spells, so you play the 1 copy of this, and it's searchable off of Terraforming, and you can also get it off of Ancient Fairy Dragon. Magical Meltdown to act as a 3rd Alistair. Also, you have a lot more access to it because of Ancient Fairy Dragon. And then I wanted a 3rd field spell, and I didn't want to play Dragon Shrine because I was already playing Foolish, but I thought it was necessary to be able to dump dragons every turn, so I also play the 1 copy of Ravine. And that's it for the field spell package in this deck. And then we play 2 Terraforming to get to aforementioned field spells so that you can combo. And then for the other 1-of spells, the 1 Invocation, because there's less Dimensional Barrier play, there's less Artifact Lancia play, and there's less DD Crows being played, you can play one in this deck now. It's honestly not that big of an issue. And even if they do stop this, your monsters are usually big enough to deal with the problem anyway. And then the one Foolish, because you can send anything in the deck. I just like it better than Dragon Shrine too. And then the best card in the deck is Soul Charge. If we're ever going to have a format this card's going to get banned, because Zoo and them are now starting to play this card and it's a blowout, it's probably going to finally go. And that's it for the main deck. On to the extra. We're always going to have these two on top of the extra deck, always. And then we have two Mechabas. This is the fusion you're going to go into the most. Extra deck space is tight, so we don't play 3. But he's the most used one. We also play one Mega Lancia because he's level 8 in Earth. And he's the most relevant fusion other than Mechaba at the moment. For the Synchros, we play 2 Spirit. This card is insane against dinosaurs. It's insane against Pendulum since we have the new Pendulum stuff coming out. Being able to tag into Azurize is usually game when you usually with this card, so it's a really good synchro. It just sucks that you can only play it in Blue Eyes. So there's that. One Azurize. If you summon this off the tag out effect of Spirit, you usually win the game 100%. Moonlight, so that way you have something other than Azurize to tag out into if you want to disrupt your opponent's plays. The one Ancient Fairy Dragon, this card has so much utility in this deck, and it lets you do really big combos without Soul Charge, so it definitely earned its spot in the extra deck. And then the one Crystal Wing, because of the blue eyes, and you can make this card. On to the XYZs, one Alsay. They're just like generic 8s, really. Well, 3 generic 8s. One Alsay, one Heliopolis, and one number 38. 38 is the best ranked 8, in my opinion. Heliopolis is non-targeting destruction, and Alsay lets you put problem stuff back on top of the deck. Plus, you can be sacking and call Soul Charge and add it to your hand. And then the Dark Matter package. You see this more games 2 and 3 because you're citing Goliath and Arcbrave. So basically, you break your opponent's board down, and then you summon this, and then send everything. And that was my Invoked Blue Eyes deck profile. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe. I will be showing you the True King Dino deck that I've been playing after I make some changes to it, and then I'll post that one next. And then since we only have a couple more weeks until Nats and we get the Link mechanic in, I want to show you guys a True King Yang Zing deck. Just because I think, like, I'm a big fan of the True King cards that remind me of the Dragon Rulers, and I think the True King Yang Zing deck is a lot of fun, so I want to show you guys that. But other than that, thank you for watching. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe.